All right. So welcome everybody to today's master training by Jeremy Jenkins. I'm super excited to be able to share with you some tidbits on how to be a professional in networking. Okay. So when we decide to go down this path of saying, hey, you know what? I am going to start sharing an amazing opportunity, an amazing product or service with somebody. There's great ways to do that. There's not so great ways to do that. But if we want to be the most successful that we possibly can be, then we want to do it in a professional way, right? And so here are some tips that you can take away today and really prepare yourself to have the best results possible as you go out and become an entrepreneur promoting an amazing opportunity. Okay. So the first thing is your image, right? When people start to, look into something that you're promoting, the first thing they're going to do is actually look at who you are, right? I mean, we sometimes have this idea that, oh, they're going to look at the product, they're going to look at the service, they're going to look at the compensation, they're going to be so overwhelmed, it's going to be amazing, they're going to come in. But unfortunately, not always, right? One of the things that that we need to always remember is that people are joining us before they're joining the company, right? And you as their sponsor or their the person that's good that basically brought them to the table, they want to know that they know you and they can like you and that they can trust you. Okay. So you got to give that first good impression, and that has to do with your image. And so, of course, you want to make sure that they have all your contact info, right? That you can have a dedicated phone number, right? It's always a good idea to do that, whether you want to get like a Google Voice number through your Gmail or something. Okay, have a number that they can get a hold of you directly, and have it be dedicated to your business. You also want to make sure that you've got all your social media accounts, because as much as we think, oh, no, I'm an old school person, I only do belly to belly stuff. Well, people still want to go and find out who you are. And there's different generations of social media, right? So I consider Facebook a little bit more still old school on the social media platform Prism, right? You've got everything from Facebook, which is for older, maybe Gen X age group. Then you got all the way down to the new Gen Zs, and they're all using TikTok, right? And so, but if you can have a presence on at least the big ones, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, right, X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube, then people will go, oh, this is somebody that I can trust. This is somebody that's out there. This is somebody that I can get good advice from, right? And they're going to be more likely to want to sign up with you, because I've seen it in the past where you might send out your link, or you might send out some information, a video or whatever, and they look at it and they're interested, but then they start fishing, right? Then they start shopping for a leader. Then they're like, oh, maybe so and so sent it to me, but I'd rather go sign up with somebody else because look, they've got a better Facebook profile, they've got a better YouTube channel, or whatever it is. So it's just good to have this all set up from the beginning so that when somebody sees what you're posting, they don't have to hesitate. They don't have to go, maybe I'll go see who else I might want to enroll with, right? So make sure you've got all that. Okay. Even if you don't have a lot of content yet, that's okay. Just have it set up and ready to go. It's not hard. Okay. And all these platforms are free. So why not? Okay. It doesn't take very long to do, but make sure you've got all those and you've got them all ready. So, and so when you do send an invite, you actually include all your links so that people can see, oh, okay, they are on LinkedIn. Oh, they are on YouTube. So that's always a great idea. And then, of course, have a good picture, right? Don't just take a picture of you with your dog or some other random picture. You want to make sure that you look good. Okay. And it doesn't mean you have to absolutely, if you're a guy, have a shirt and a tie and a suit, or women dressed up professionally. Not necessarily, but it doesn't hurt, right? Because people, they still respect that, even though we live in a day and age where people are trying to be less formal. I think it's still draws attention, right? And when people see that you look good in your Sunday best or whatever, then yeah, people are going to be like, hey, okay, I want to sign up with them. All right. The other thing is you have to remember, because if you don't define yourself, someone else will, right? And so you got to do, hey, I've got my bio, I've got my information. People don't need to go looking, right, for who I am. I've got it all right there. It's very easy to find. Okay. Because it's not the person who builds the best mousetrap, it's the person who puts out the best cheese, right? That's something we always need to remember. So, what do you want to put on there? You have to just decide who you want to be, right? Are you a product guru? Are you a fortune guru? Are you a mentor, a coach, right? Define who you are, okay? And what you bring to the table, what you're offering to the people, that why they would want to sign up with you, right? And then, of course, how do you want to be known? Okay. If you could define your legacy, what would you want it to be? So make sure that's all very public, that it's out there, that it's on your different profile so that people, when they look you up, if they Google you, right? Have you ever tried to Google yourself? if you don't find yourself when you Google yourself, that probably tells you something. Okay. So try and have something out there that people could actually find that tells the truth about you. All right, so that's number one is your image. That is being professional, is having an image out there that people can find so that they can decide they want to join with you. Now, the second thing that's super important about being professional is the ethics too. Okay. So we know that people want to join with people who are ethical, who are good people, right? So we got to avoid all the no-nos. We got to avoid all the things that could potentially make us look bad. And that has to do with things like cross recruiting, right? So if you get a reputation as a cross recruiter, if you get a reputation as somebody that does income claims, okay, if you have that reputation of being somebody that's doing product claims, right? If you're having a reputation of somebody that's always getting in trouble with compliance, right? You don't want that. Okay. We want to have clean tactics. We want people to know that we are trustworthy and that, that they're not going to have any problems or drama with us, right? And that when we say something, we do it. Okay. We do what we say and you say what you do. And punctuality. You might not think that's super important nowadays, but people notice, right? So when you're on time every time, it says something. It says something about you and your trustworthiness. If you want somebody to start fishing for another leader, don't show up, right? Leave them hanging, right? Set an appointment and then forget about it, right? Those kind of things, people will notice that and they'll say, I think I might go try and sign up with somebody else. And then, of course, avoid like the plague all kinds of things like Ponzi schemes and money games, right? All that kind of stuff, securities fraud stuff. Because if people see that you're posting those kind of things on your Facebook or on your Twitter or whatever, they'll be steered away, right? They'll be like, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust this person because this person looks like all they're doing is just trying to be a parasite, right? And they're just going from one money game to the next. And then you lose credibility and people will want to join with you. So just be careful with all that. And then of course, you just don't want to get in trouble. I mean, it gets so addictive. It's kind of like gambling, right? And gambling can become an addiction and people get in trouble for it and lose all their money. Well, with this kind of stuff, it can actually land you in jail, right? There's people that get so greedy and so hyped up in it that they end up, going to jail. They're on house arrest and they're getting clawed back, right? It's just sad to see. So let's just be very careful, come across as very professional. We don't do money games. We don't do stuff that's unethical. We don't get involved in all the Ponzi schemes and stuff. We only do things that are real and legit. Okay. Then the third thing of being a professional is actually what we call going pro, right? We go pro. What does it mean to go pro? It means that you treat it like a business instead of a hobby. Okay. So you have to realize that you can actually, the big money comes when you treat it correctly. And there's a lot of information out there, a lot of people that can train on this, from Eric Worre to Ray Higdon and Jim Rohn stuff. I mean, there's just all kinds of training out there. Todd Falcone's one that I love. They have really awesome stuff that can take you to the next level. And I love this because it really it's kind of the difference. I saw a training once from a guy named Tim Sales, and he was a big trainer back in the 90s. And one of the things he compared was, in sports, right? Like in golf specifically, because I'm a golfer, I love to play golf. And there's a difference between being a hobbyist golfer and a pro golfer, right? And the difference is that the pro golfers, they make money. They actually get paid to go play golf. And he compared that and said, yeah, there's, people will come at you and say, oh, that's just one of those, pyramid schemes or whatever. I lost money in that, and the answer was, well, yeah, you know what? I lose money whenever I go play golf too, because I'm just paying to play golf and I'm not making any money. And I bought these brand new golf clubs and I got the brand new gloves, right? And I got the new golf shoes and everything. And, am I making money on that? No, I'm losing money, but I do it because I enjoy it, right? And that's what a hobbyist is. But if you go pro, then all of a sudden now you're doing what you love, but you're also making money at it, right? So if you can get trained, how do you become a professional? How do you get to that point? You just get good at it, right? And that's what going pro means, is that you practice it, you get good at it, right? You go through the 10 steps that we've already taught in previous trainings, and that's how you now become a pro. Okay, and now you can actually make money doing it. The good news is that unlike sports where only a very minute small number of people actually get to that point where they can go make money playing sports, here in what we're doing as entrepreneurs and networkers, it's not that hard, right? And there's not a limited space of people that can actually make money. You don't have to try out and get on the team to do it. You can actually just kind of get started and start making money right away, which is nice. But the big money comes the more professional you get. Okay, so the better you get at this, the more money you're going to make, and that's the trick. All right, now another big thing about being a pro is that we want to sponsor, not recruit. Okay, so we don't build a business, we build people, and then people build the business. That's what we're doing, right? So one of the benefits of networking is the ability to bring in new business builders and profit from the sales that they make in their business as well. Okay. So while some see this as maybe using others, the reality is that you're being rewarded for helping others succeed. That's how we have to treat it. Okay. But for them to succeed, you need to see your role not as racking up as many recruits as possible, but as being a leader and a trainer, right? The focus then is on the success of those you help in the business, not on you as you develop new leaders. Okay. That means you need to take the time to actually train them, to onboard them, to answer their questions, to celebrate their successes, and be a support when things get tough. That's what it means, right? Doesn't mean being like a supervisor and chewing them out for not showing up on a call. It means being there to support them, being a cheerleader and helping them. Okay. So if we make an effort to share our product and business plan every day, then we're going to be able to sponsor, not recruit. Okay. Many sponsors will have you focus on just recruiting all the time, but your income in legitimate networking comes from the sales of products or services, whether through you or your recruits. So customers also, this is important. You got to have a focus on customers, not just promoters. Okay. So customers who love the products or services can more easily be converted into new business builders if you do it the right way, right? So let's sponsor, not recruit. Now, mental toughness, and this is where it gets hard sometimes, I know. We have to literally treat every day as if it was your first day, right? A lot of times we fall into that trap of, just waiting for the next thing that the company's going to release or launch. And so, if we treat every day as if it was the first day, we can always be grateful for where we're at, not where we were, right? And that it does take a lot of focus and ability to say, oh wow, look at where I am, right? If I had 6 months ago what I had today, oh my goodness, I would have been so grateful, right? But here I am today wishing for even more stuff in the future, right? Like, oh, no, I want what's in 6 months ahead of me. No, we got to take advantage of every single day. We got to have the ability to not take things personally. If we get rejected, if we get turned down, all that kind of stuff. Now, if somebody decides to quit or leave or go do something else, don't take it personal. Okay. We also take responsibility and we don't make excuses. We have to have that posture because we have the cookie, right? We have the solution. We have the answer. We have the the thing that everyone has been dreaming of for so long. We have to present it that way, so people hear it in our voice and see it in our eyes. Okay. The most critical skill every professional in the business must possess is being mentally tough. This skill is more important than prospecting, and it takes more mental strength than contacting and inviting. Before any of these other skills can take place, to building your empire, you're going to have to be mentally tough. Now, being mentally tough in networking means you're going to have to learn how to control your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, and your attitudes, right? Especially when you're under pressure, because you are to become the authority in your field. You are to lead others to success. Your desire to abandon the philosophy of the approval from other people will determine if you're a leader rather than a follower. Okay. Number 6 is now recognizing timing and positioning. Okay, that's another key thing about being a pro. Amateurs just can't see past tomorrow, right? They just can't. But professionals, they see the long play. Okay, professionals can see beyond. So professionals will position themselves way ahead of the game, right? That's what they do. They don't care if the product isn't quite ready or if there aren't already millions of people participating, right? No, they see an opportunity and they're willing to take a risk or a gamble that it might fail. Okay, you have to be willing to take those risks. They know it takes hundreds of failures before you have success. So Elon Musk, right? I'm a fan. I think he's amazing what he's done in his life. He almost didn't get SpaceX to work. In 2002, after the first 3 launches failed, he had just enough money to try one more launch. Okay. Well, on that last one, it finally succeeded. Now they are doing things no one ever dreamed possible, and they're worth $21 billion. Okay. So, really, really important to take that risk, right? And position yourself because, as you see in the other pictures, if you start today, look where you're at. If you wait till tomorrow, you're down the line a bit. And if you wait a whole nother month, look at where you might end up. Okay. So, don't sit on it. Okay. Unless, of course, it's unethical or it's a Ponzi scheme or any of that, then yeah, we absolutely don't want to get involved. But for real things that are, have real value, recognize timing and position is super important. Okay. Number 7 is now we're going to stand out. Okay. So one of the challenges of networking is convincing prospects to buy or join with you as opposed to the other reps, right? That live in the neighborhood or, they're online that okay. So again, we're like I said in the first couple of these, what makes you stand out? What makes you different? Having that profile, right? Having everything ready on all the social media. Making sure that people don't have to go fishing for a different sponsor, right? You stand out, okay? You're sharing the exact same opportunity as potentially thousands of others, meaning that consumers have a choice, right? They have a choice who they want to sign up with or who they want to purchase from. So you need to kind of do something that makes you stand out a little bit, right? Makes you unique, makes you special. So you're going to want to give people a reason to choose you over the others. So some options could be maybe including a more personalized service, right? Telling that right on your profile. Hey, I'm willing to work with you, even on Saturdays or whatever, right? Something that makes you stand out a little bit. Starting your own rewards program. Hey, join with me and we do giveaways, right? We do $50 Amazon cards every month, that to people are performing and recognition. Or something else, just whatever you can come up with, right? That fits within your budget that makes you stand out a little bit from the others. Okay. Then the other important thing is to create a team name, something that gives people a place to call home, an identity, right? Where they know they can fit in and get support if they need it. This will create a family-like feeling where everyone has a common line of sponsorship. Okay. From very early on, I chose the name Team Kaizen for my team because Kaizen is a philosophy I believe in. It's a Japanese philosophy of continual improvement every single day. I love that idea of personal development. And so I said, yeah, people that want to join with me, what I offer is that it's Team Kaizen because we're going to be doing ongoing trainings and the personal development and things like that, so people can know, oh, okay, I'm part of Team Kaizen. Okay, I know where my leader is. I know who I'm involved with, right? And that kind of thing. So pick your own name, your own team name, and show people what it is you offer with your team that is maybe a little bit different from other teams out there. Okay. Then, of course, follow up, right? Fortune is in the follow up. We've heard that 1,000 times. While you don't want to pester and annoy people, in many cases with good follow up, you can make the sale or recruit at a future time. Networking is often about timing, right? And a no doesn't always mean never. So if someone tells you no, but there was something in the dialogue that suggested that they might be interested in the future, or maybe you can ask them if you can put them on your mailing list or your email, right? And you can follow up in 6 months or so. Many will actually do that, right? They'll say, okay, yeah, that's fine, right? They'll give you their email, they'll give you a phone number, just because they want to be nice. And then, so you put it on your calendar, right? Don't just get it and then forget about it. Actually put it on the calendar. Say, hey, can I follow up with you in 6 months? And then actually program it in on your phone, right? In your calendar, and say, okay, I'm going to follow up with this person. Here's their phone number, 6 months from today, and get that reminder and do it, right? Do the follow up, because you just never know where people are going to be at in 3 months, 6 months from now. Okay. All right. Number 9 now is then making it personal. So Zig Ziglar, he said, you can have everything in life that you want if you will just help other people get what they want. So in networking, it's a person-to-person business. While many people might not like that aspect of it, okay, especially in the digital age, right? The reality is that it's that personal touch that sells the products in business and retains customers and business builders. So if you're just trying to get as many people to sign up as possible without actually getting to know them, you are selling, not sharing. Okay. Remember, the power is in the network, not in the one-time sales. Many companies provide scripts to help sell the product or service. And while those can be helpful in teaching you about your product and dealing with objections and so on, the secret really is about being a solution to whatever the customer needs, right? By qualifying your customers and your contacts and then listening to their needs, you can tailor your pitch so that you're the solution to their problem. All right. And then finally, becoming the $1 million person, right? We talked about this a lot, where Jim Rohn said to become a millionaire, you have to be a $1 million person, right? So setting a goal to become a millionaire for what it makes, or set the goal to become a millionaire for what it makes of you to achieve it. Do it for the skills you have to learn and the person you have to become, not just to get the $1 million, right? So we have to remember that we do what others won't so that we can live like others can't. Lottery winners, and this is a tried and true thing. This is like my daughter just actually went over this in her sociology class, at college. They talked about this, that most lottery winners, they end up losing it all within 3 to 5 years because it didn't take any effort to get it, right? But if we become professionals and $1 million people through the personal development, we're going to keep it. Okay. We're going to be constantly looking for ways to improve and learn and be better so that we can not only make that first million, but we can continuously make millions, right? I've heard it said also that the first million was the hardest to make. Why? Because that's what took the discipline and everything to get that first million. But then now you're $1 million person. So, okay, now if you lost it all, you can go do it again. And that happens time after time because you learn the skills, you become that kind of person. So if you put in the time on a daily basis, just to work on yourself, you're going to be there. You're going to get there. The top leaders and top income earners in today's network marketing world are also top learners, not just top earners, but top learners. These professionals are avid readers with a daily ritual of self-improvement. So if you want to see significant growth from your network marketing efforts, you must constantly improve your knowledge. Read success books, research online for social media strategies, along with network marketing tips, and so much more. So, my friend, that is it. Let's go be professionals in network marketing. Let's go and do it right so that when people look at the opportunity, they say, ooh, I want to join with her or him because of the professional demeanor that we have. It's all out there. They can see who we are, what we offer. We're standing out. And next thing you know, we're attracting all those people that potentially could have gone to others. So thanks for joining me today. Hopefully that was helpful. And don't miss, again, next Saturday, we'll have another training with some more tidbits and more updates. Okay. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.